Today, we are opening up a playbook that is, I think, a total game changer for parents of kids with ADHD. We're going to look at how to turn those really frustrating pull your hair out moments into chances to actually connect. So let's jump right in.
Have you ever had that feeling? You know the one. You're trying so hard to be logical, to be reasonable with your child. You see a storm brewing on the horizon, and you're saying all the right things, but it's like your words are just bouncing off. You are not alone. And it's not because you're a bad parent. It's because there's this huge communication gap.
So this is what that gap looks like in real time. We say something logical like, just focus, but their brain is screaming, I can't, it's totally full. Or we say, come on, you know how to do this, when on the inside they're thinking, that skill is completely offline, I can't get to it right now. And the big one, calm down, when their body is sending every possible signal that it feels unsafe. See, when their nervous system is freaking out, logic just can't get in. Okay, so if logic is off the table, then what are we supposed to do? Well, this brings us to the absolute heart of the playbook. It's one simple golden rule that honestly changes everything, and it's all about shifting your focus from their brain to their body. And here it is. This is the phrase to remember. Regulate first, guide second. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. Before you try to teach or problem solve or correct anything at all, your first job is just to help their nervous system come back down to earth. Everything else has to wait. You got to put the logic down and just be the calm.
Let's break that down. Step 1 is regulate. You become the anchor in their emotional hurricane. Your one and only job in that moment is to help their body feel safe. That's it. Then, and only then, can you move to step 2, guide. Once they feel safe, their thinking brain can come back online, and you can actually figure out the problem together. But you can't skip step 1. It's a strict order of operations.
And there's a name for this whole process. It's called co-regulation. Think of it like this. You are a calm, sturdy dock in a stormy sea. Your child's little boat is getting tossed around by these huge emotional waves. Your job isn't to stand on the shore and shout instructions on how to sail better. No way. Your job is to be the dock that they can tie up to and feel safe until the storm passes. You're literally lending them your calm nervous system. Okay, so theory's great, but let's make this super practical. Let's run our first play from the playbook. How to handle those big meltdowns. You know, when a tiny little problem causes a massive 5-alarm fire explosion. We've all been here, right? A pencil tip breaks and suddenly it's a catastrophe. It's not about the pencil anymore. It's about them feeling like a total failure. Their brain's emotional brakes have just given out completely. Our first instinct is to say, honey, it's just a pencil. But remember, that's logic. So what's the real play here? Okay, get ready, because this is going to feel totally wrong, but it's your biggest power move. You say, nothing. You stop talking, you just quietly sit near them, and you start modeling slow, deep breaths. In for 4, out for 6. You become this quiet, nonverbal beacon of safety. So why does this work so well? Well, for one, you're not dumping more words, more sensory information onto a brain that is already completely overloaded. You're also communicating directly with their body, with their nervous system, helping it calm down before you even try to talk to their brain. Then, much later, when everyone's calm, you can talk about it without any shame, and you can design a plan together for what to do next time.
All right, let's move on to our second play. This one is for that huge hurdle of getting started on something. You know, like homework, when your kid's brain just feels stuck. We call this not now time.
This phrase right here, it's so insightful. To an ADHD brain, a task that isn't super interesting or super urgent can feel like it has no weight, no reality. It's like it just floats away. And it's so important for us to get that this isn't defiance. It's not a choice. It's just how their brain is wired. The task just doesn't feel now.
So if the task is floating, what's our power move? We have to create gravity. You become the anchor. Instead of telling them to try harder, which is useless, you lend them your presence and your structure to make the task feel real and grounded.
And here's what that looks like. First, you get rid of try harder from your vocabulary forever. Instead, you use something called time slicing. You just say, let's just do 2 minutes. That's it. And your physical presence, just sitting with them. That's the co-presence that acts as the anchor. Your goal isn't to finish the whole thing. It's just to break it down into one tiny next step to get the engine warmed up.
Okay, so we've looked at two really important plays. Now let's bring it all together and build your own co-regulation toolkit, the core mindsets and key phrases that you can start using like today.
First up is a really big mindset shift. I think one of the things that drives parents the most bonkers is inconsistency. You could do it yesterday, why can't you do it today? We automatically think it's about a lack of effort, but we've got to reframe that.
And this is the reframe that will save your sanity. It's not about effort, it's about access. Think about it. Yesterday, their nervous system was pretty steady, so they could easily access their skills. But today, their system is wobbly, and those same skills are just harder to get to. It is not laziness, it's a regulation problem.
Okay, this is a screenshot moment. Here are some powerful phrases to put right into your toolkit. Things like, I'll be the steady, you can borrow my calm, or just reminding yourself, body first, then brain. I love this question. Quiet can mean calm or contained. Which is it? These aren't just clever sayings. They are real, practical tools.
You know, at the end of the day, every play in this book, every single phrase we just talked about, it all points back to one thing. The ultimate goal here isn't to fix your child or correct their behavior. The goal is connection. It's about showing them over and over again that you are their safe place to land no matter how big the storm gets.
So I'll leave you with this. Please remember this when you're feeling totally lost and overwhelmed. Your job isn't to have all the answers. It's not to fix everything. Your most important, most powerful job is simply to hold the calm. Because when you hold the calm, you create the space where they can eventually find their own.